Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to work on our heavy club front press combined with a step back lunge. 60% of the population of North America or so has back pain. Oftentimes that back pain is attributed to the core, the back, the hips not working together well. There are progressions of exercises that you can easily do which help your core and your hips work together better, which helps people get rid of back pain. Any heavy club program will help back pain. This series is part of a breakout which is designed to help people's spinal alignment in conjunction with the flexed hip position. Because people in the modern world sit down a lot, the way that their body works is a little bit weird. Humans will adapt to anything, and in the modern world, humans have adapted to sitting down, so when they stand up, things tend not to work as well as they should because people spend the majority of their time in the seated position. When we pick up our club, we step up to our heavy club 2 feet point straight ahead. One of the big reasons we always work with pointing our feet straight ahead is because when we step, then our base foot is set. Our ankle is lined up, our knee is lined up, and our hip is lined up. What we want to avoid is turnout. Many people turn out when they deadlift or when they squat, but they are not combining their deadlift or their squat with a walking pattern. When we are working with walking patterns or rotating patterns of almost any type, we want to point our feet straight ahead. If your feet are pointed straight ahead, the arches of your feet can work, your knee can be in the right spot, your hip can be in the right spot. You've solved a lot of problems just by lining yourself up correctly to start. 2 feet straight ahead, feet directly underneath our shoulders, thumbs point towards the sky, stack your hands on top of each other. Pick the club up to order position, elbow is on our body. We have talked about this in previous videos. Elbow on your body is key to going up in weight. When we do our step back lunge, we're gonna put our knee all the way down on the ground. We're looking for 90 degrees in the lead leg, 90 degrees in the rear leg. If your elbow is not on your body, you're pretty sure your spine's not in the right spot. Pull your elbow in, drive this hip forward. Feel a stretch in the front of the hip. Add a front press. Press to lockout. Squeeze your triceps. Pull your elbow back in until it touches your hip. Press to lockout, pull it in. Press to lockout, pull it in. Oftentimes when people do this front press and then they pull the weight in, they will let their elbow track back behind their body. Then their body will stop being a straight line in the spine and they will arch and lean back. Also not what we are looking for. We don't want our elbow in front of our body and we don't want our elbow behind our body. Elbow on the body. This allows an athlete to line up their head, their shoulder, their hip, and their knee in one line. Elbow forward means the hip is probably back. Elbow back means the hip is probably forward. Put them in a vertical line. Stand all the way up. Step back, set up, press. Stand up, step back, press, stand all the way up, step back, press, stand all the way up. If you have your right hand closest to the tip of the club, you need to spend an equal amount of time with your left hand closest to the tip of the club. They are two separate movement chains in the body. In the beginning, when we do it with two hands for better structural support and better core alignment, it feels like it might be the same thing. When you take the bottom hand away, suddenly it's going to become very different. So there are 4 core loads in this exercise. Right hand, left leg is 1 load. Right hand, right leg is another load. And then left hand, left leg, left hand, right leg. When you do the press, make sure the hand is at the height of the nose. In the beginning, people will press their hands down low and their wrist looks like it hurts, because it does the heavier the weight gets. Don't press up too high because you'll do something weird with your spine. By pressing that top hand out, it allows people to line up their hip, drive their rib cage down, squeeze their glute at the bottom, and then stand all the way up. This is a simple exercise, and it combines two things together. A front press, which is kind of hard to train in a bunch of gym stuff. A bench press lays down on the ground. This is a press with your spine in the standing position. Humans are really good at standing up, or at least we should be. So this exercise helps people get better at standing up in the standing position, and then at the bottom in that half kneeling position. Eventually there will be more advanced versions of this where the rear knee floats. In the beginning, put your knee all the way down on the ground so that you can line up your knee, your hip, your shoulder, and your head as you do the press. Most important cue, hand at the height of the nose. Squeeze those triceps together. Rib cage down. Everything in heavy club swinging is a core exercise. If you pay attention to the cues, you will learn to line your skeleton up the way that it's supposed to line up. And the side effect of that is you get more conditioning and you get rid of pain.